Feeling ocean.
Hey guys, what's up? Hello, you nosy motherfuckers. How you doing? I know why you're here. You probably want to hear the time I was a side chick, okay? It's a very long but funny story, so make sure you have some snacks, okay? And listen carefully. Girls, this is especially for you, so I can teach you a lesson to stay away, to run when there's red flags, to basically, yeah, don't make the mistake I did, okay? Sometimes I ask myself, God, why? Baby, what is you doing? What is you doing? Why am I meeting all these fuckboys? Like, what is going on? But then I realized that you have to go through fuckboys to find your king. Thank the Lord. But we're not gonna talk about my babes. We're gonna talk about that motherfucking fuckboy that taught me a lot of lessons. Yes, you, if you watching. Okay, so once upon a time I used to work at TGI Fridays. Yeah, it was one of my jobs, and I used to work there on random days or whatever. So I had a shift. It was in the evening, and it was around, I'd say my shift ended at 11 p.m. So usually the restaurant closes at 10:30 because the kitchen is closed. But sometimes I'm just such a nice person. Like, if I see a couple come in or people come through, then I just let them just eat the food, like. But the kitchen hates me when I do that. Like, I'm just too nice. There was one time where it was dead quiet. It was like a Thursday evening, like a dead winter Thursday evening. It was like, yeah, so dead. So there was a group of people, like young people around my age. At the time, by the way, this was about 2 or 3 years ago, so that's when I was young and dumb, okay? A bitch is educated and smart now, okay? There was a group of young people that were the same age as me. I'd say it would be like a triple date, so there were 3 couples, right? And the fuckboy was in a couple, okay? Let's name him. What shall we name him today? What should we name him? What? Okay, so let's name him. What should we name him? What should we name him? Cannon. Okay, we're gonna name him Cannon because I literally just see my Cannon cap for my camera. So we're gonna call him Cannon, yeah? Okay, so Cannon was one of the boys in the group, okay? So there were about 6 of them, and they came to the restaurant, and they were like, "You guys open?" Usually I'd be like, no, but I just didn't care. I just wanted to leave my shift. I was just like, yeah, it was empty, like whatever. I gave them a really nice seat. I even sat them in a section that I'm not usually like allowed to sit people, but I was just really lovely that day. I don't know why. So I gave them a seat or whatever. The kitchen's screwing me because I'm letting people into the restaurant. If you work in a restaurant, then you know how it feels. So yeah, I was a door host, by the way, so that's my job, to seat people, give them seats in TGI. So I gave them their seat and then their menus. But at the time, I'm saying it's a triple date because I didn't realize until after. I'll explain later. But at the time, I'd say about 2 of the couples were acting like a couple, and the one couple looked like friends. So yeah, I wasn't sure if they were just a group of friends going out or couples. So that one couple, yes, Cannon was more or less acting like a friend with the female or whatever the case may be. I was not sure. I was just standing by the door waiting for my shift to end. I was so tired. I didn't think anything of the people that were in the restaurant. I was just chilling, like in my zone, minding my business. Then all of a sudden I feel a tap on my shoulder, and I thought it was my manager, because my manager's, you know, all up in my business sometimes. And I was like, hey, and then it was one of the guys. It was Cannon. And he was like, oh hey, you're right. I was like, yes, I'm fine, just waiting for my shift to end, you know. And he was like, oh, you're mad pretty, and I'm just like, I wasn't sure if that was his girlfriend or not, or if that was, you know, anyone important. And I was like, aren't you like are you not with, why don't you go be with your friends? And then he was just like, nah man, like I'm just trying to get to know you. But what I noticed is I looked at the table and the girls went to the bathroom, so it was just the man them, and the man them were looking at him, and he was chatting to me. So I was thinking, they're probably friends. Like, you're not stupid enough to come chat to me when your girl's in the bathroom. Like, don't be dumb. So I think he was like, I think that was his girlfriend. Okay, basically it was his girlfriend, but at the time he was acting like it wasn't, okay? So he kept chatting to me. I forgot what we talked about, but yeah, he went back to his table for some reason, and then yeah, I was just waiting for my shift to end. for some reason, I think they left before I did. So I remember them, I don't know if they ordered or not. I don't know if they wanted to go somewhere else, but they left before my shift was over. But I don't know why. I don't think they ordered. They just wanted to leave, or maybe the kitchen was closed and they said there's no food, or whatever the case may be. But all I know is that they left, okay? So they left and I was like, bye guys. But I noticed there was only 5 of them. Cannon wasn't there. I didn't even know where he was. I was just thinking, where's that dude at? Like, where is he? But then they were walking. So where I work is like, it curves, okay? So once you go past the curve, you can't see the restaurant anymore. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically Cannon was in the bathroom stalling to get time to chat to me without the others noticing or looking. So he must have told them that he's going to the bathroom. I'll catch up with you guys later, or whatever the case may be. So they went, so all 5 people went, okay, and it was just Cannon. Then Cannon came like 2 minutes later. So he gave me a piece of tissue and I was thinking, why are you giving me this? And he said, my number's in here, text me later. And I was like, yeah, okay. I wasn't really gonna text him, but my dumb ass texted him later. Moving forward to the evening, so when I got home, I dropped him a text, and yeah, that's where it started. So we started texting here and there, just casual conversation. He'd always ask me, what are you doing right now? I'd either be at uni or work. No, it was college or work. College or work. That was what I was on, just college and work. So there would be times where he'll come in and just be like, he would tell me like, he would say stuff like, oh, I'll come see you at work, and I was like, this nigga tripping. 20 minutes later, he's at TGI Fridays. I'm thinking, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Like, he came so much to the point where my manager came up to me and he was like, is that your boyfriend that keeps coming to the restaurant? And I was like, no, like what the hell? And I remember there was one time I wasn't even at work, and I think he tried to surprise me. And the next day I came into work and my manager was like, your boyfriend was looking for you. And I was like, who the fuck, who? And then the manager was like, Cannon, obviously his name's not Cannon, but he was like, a guy called Cannon was looking for you. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking creepy, like what the fuck, okay? So that was going on for about a month or so. It was just, he would always come see me, I'd never go see him. So he goes to a university very far out of London. And there was one time where he was like, do you want to go on a spontaneous trip to my uni? And I was just like, yeah, but I have work. And he was like, I'll pick you up after work. And I was like, okay, cool. So that's where we became more close. So I went with him, he took me to where he goes to uni, showed me around. It was really, really nice. Like, it was just far as fuck, but it was really nice. Like, the neighborhood was all sweet, his house was cute, all this and that. It was just innocent little spontaneous trips. We used to have banter in the car. Everything was all good, okay? So it got to the point where I would see him a lot of the time, and we would go out to eat and stuff. It wasn't that deep. Like, he would try and sneak a kiss here and there, but I was just like, because I dealt with another fuckboy not so long ago. I'd say probably like 7 months before I met him, and I was just like, like, I'm not trying to, can we just chill, you know, can we just chill? So yeah, it got to one day now. I would say that we were talking so much to the point where, yes, I would classify us as dating. We were dating because we went out a lot. Even though we didn't have much affection, like, it wasn't like I feel like he was into me more than I was into him. He would meet my friends, he would drive me to some of my motives that I would go to. Like, if I'm going out with the girls, he would drive me to the club to go out with my girls, or to wherever he met my friends. Like, it was that deep. Like, all my friends know who Cannon is, right? He was a big part of my life, but not that deep. But it was deep, but it wasn't that deep. Like, it was deep to the point where you're meeting my friends, but it wasn't that deep to the point where we're doing all smoochy, like, no. So there was one day where I was at his dorm and he tried to touch me, and I was like, what is you doing? Like, why are you touching me? And then he was like, come on, you know how guys are. I was just like, no, I'm not about it. And then he was like, okay, cool, whatever. So I remember he got me a drink. I remember this part. He went to go get me a drink, like water, and he came back and I was just drinking, and we were just like, either on his laptop or his iPad, I wasn't sure, But yeah, we were chilling. By the way, I met his friends as well, so like we were basically dating, okay? I wouldn't say he was my boyfriend, but we were dating. Like my main focus was him and his main focus was me, and we were dating. And yeah, I was drinking the drink, right? And while I was drinking the drink, do you know what this nigga said? He was like, do you want to see my son? I was like, bitch, what? You're what? You're who? You're In my head, yeah, I was already planning my next boyfriend. Like, I'm not about it. I'm not trying to be a stepmom. That's another story for another day. I've been through a situation like that before. I ain't trying to go through that again. But you know when you're trying to be nice, yeah, and you're just like, I wasn't even like, I don't know what I did, but I was just like, yeah, like, yeah. I was so baffled as to where this child came from, like, but he didn't tell me. Like, I was like, if he told me this from day one, I wouldn't be here right now. So yeah, I was just thinking of ways to escape the conversation, but I just had to be like, yeah, I want to see your son. So anyways, so he went on FaceTime and I didn't know why, but he moved away from me for some reason. So next thing you hear is a girl's voice and she was like, hey baby, hey, you right? What you doing? And I was just thinking in my head like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? Bitch, it was his motherfucking baby mama. So I think they're still like seeing each other. But anyways, she was on FaceTime to him and I was just sitting there like giving him a look, like I was nudging his knee like, what the fuck is going on? Like I didn't know whether to say something or not. So then afterwards he was like, can you put the camera on, I forgot what the son's name was. I did not care about his child. But he was like, yo, can you put the camera on my son? So he put the camera on on his son and then he was like, Aliyah, come here. I went there and I was like, oh, he's so cute. Anyways, so while I was speaking, the girl came for me. The way she switched the camera so quickly, she was like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? Why the fuck is she speaking to my son? What the fuck is she? Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck? Screaming down the FaceTime and I was like, Bumbaclaw. And he was like, why are you tripping? Why are you tripping? Like, it's not that deep, it's not that deep. He's like, and then she was like, are you seeing someone again? Are you seeing someone again? I can't deal with you, Cannon. Like, they were having a full-blown argument and he was basically saying, yo, just put the camera on my son. Put the camera on my son. So they were arguing and I just went on my phone and I was texting my girls. I was like, y'all, I cannot deal with this nigga. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I cannot deal. So I was just getting fed up, and after that FaceTime conversation, they were arguing for about 10 minutes and I was just like, yo, Cannon, I gotta go. So he ended the FaceTime call and he was begging me not to leave and I was like, I'm leaving. So I got a cab to the train station and I went all the way back home. So I went home and I was so pissed off because this guy didn't holler at me for like a good week, guys. And for me, a week is a fucking year, okay? If you're not chatting to me for a week, that's a year. So already I was planning my next boyfriend, like I said. I was calling him, texting him, it wasn't going through, and I'm thinking, why the hell am I chasing you? Like, you should be coming to me, you're the one who messed up. So I was so mad at him. Like, you have no idea. I had no contact to him. I feel like he blocked me. I don't know what was going on. I remember I called him. He answered, but there was no speaking, and I was thinking, what the fuck? I was like, Cannon, pick up the phone, Cannon, blah, blah, blah. No answer, nothing. So after a week went by, I was like, fuck this nigga, like, on a real, fuck him. So one day I was at work, and he came to my workplace, and I was like, what the hell were you doing here? But I was trying to be so nice because I had other customers that were watching me, and he's like, Aliyah, after your shift, come, I've got to take you somewhere. And I was like, what? He was like, come with me, please, I trust you with my life, And then I was like, but what about your baby mama drama? And then he was like, nah, I'll explain in the car, So I was like, okay, cool. So after my shift is done, I'm just like, bye y'all, see you later, I got to go. So I went to go meet up with him at the car park and we were driving. And I was like, where are you taking me? He was like, I'll explain later. We were driving for time. He took me to his uni area and I thought he was gonna take me to his uni dorm. No, he did not. We drove past his uni dorm and I was thinking, what the fuck? Where are you taking me? Bitch, if you're trying to kidnap me, bitch, I'll call 999 on your ass. Don't you dare try me. I swear to God, I will beat a nigga ass. And he was just like, calm down, no, I trust you, just wait, I'll explain later. So where do we turn up? We're at the police station. So we went into the police station and we went inside. I sat down and he was speaking to them. I don't know what they were chatting about because I was just panicking. I was thinking, what the hell? So they gave him a big bag and then he came back into the car with the bag. He went back in the car and I was like, what the hell? He's like, I'll explain. So we went to his uni dorm and he brought the bag with him. And then I was like, what the hell was in the bag? What's in the bag? And then he opened it and then it was his laptop, his phone, a lot of electronics. And I was like, what? And then he was like, that's the reason why I haven't been contacting you, because the feds had my phone and my... Basically, the feds took everything. Cameras, his phone, his laptop, everything he owned. And then I was like, is that why you didn't message me? And he's like, yeah, but I have something to tell you, I got something to tell you. I was like, what? Say it. And then he was involved in a crime and that's why the police were investigating on him. And he was like, did you call my phone? Did you call my phone? And I was like, of course I called your phone. And then he was like, don't call it, like, if I call you, don't call me, I'll call you. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? So he was like, probably when you called, they answered. It was the feds, like, thinking. So basically I called him and the feds picked up, and I could be like, they can get onto me and think I'm part of the crimes, you get me? So like, I'm in trouble as well, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like, this guy has a child and he's a criminal. Lord save me now. Lord save me now. So I was like, I was going off. I was like, what the hell? Why didn't you tell me? Da, 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 da. And then that was just a whole nother story for a whole nother day. So that creeped me out, guys. That was red flag. So yeah, we sorted it out and we became cool again. He was still trying it with me, but I was like, bitch, no. He didn't realize that he's actually like off the list. Like, in my head, I was already trying to cut him off because you have a child. I have no time for that. I'm like 17 years old, like I have no time. So the days were going by, like I couldn't contact him. Remember, he has to contact me because the feds have his phone. And I was just stressing out, thinking, oh my God, like he might be going to jail, because literally the crime that he done, he could be going to jail like forever. I will never be able to see him again. So I would just sit there thinking, I hope he hollers at me. I hope everything's okay. I was panicking, y'all. I was motherfucking panicking. So it comes one day now, right? And I'm at the restaurant. And it was a quiet day. And I get a call from a random number. And I was like, hello? Like, Canon? And the girl was like, is this Aliyah? I was like, yeah. And then she was like, oh, I got your name. I got your number from Canon's phone. And I was like, who's speaking? I thought it was a Fed. I was like, who's speaking? And then she was like, oh, it's Canon's girlfriend. What? What? There's a baby mama and a girlfriend? So I was like, oh wow. And then she was like, yeah, I saw the text between you and him. I just wanted to know what's going on. Like, we've been together for 5 years, this and that. She didn't come to me on a hype, which I really respect. Like, girl, okay, you cool. So I didn't want to disrespect her, but she asked me a couple questions, and basically she was asking, did he cheat on her? And I was like, bitch, yes. Like, from the text messages, you should definitely tell that he cheated on you. Do you know what I mean? So then she was like, did you kiss him? And I was like, yeah. And then I feel like because we didn't have sexual intercourse, she didn't really care. So I don't know, like, I told her that information, and I was just like, after that conversation, I never spoke to him again, guys. Like, that was it for me. That was it. But he used to DM me, guys, everything, and I was thinking, I am too good for this guy. Like, I know, baby mama, this nigga a criminal, this nigga has a girlfriend too. What else, bitch? What else? So I was thinking, at your big age, I was 17, he was about, like, he was finishing uni. So how old are you then? Like, you're turning 22, right? 21, 22, I don't know. So you're like 21, 22, and I'm 17, and you're here, like, sort your life out, nigga. So weeks go by and I'm airing him, blocking him on everything. And then, guys, let me know why one day I was at work. It was a very dead day. Every time I'm at work it's really dead, but it was a very dead day. Guess what? Guess what I see? The same people that I served. Remember that time where I met Cannon? It was the same 3 couples. Cannon and the girl and the other girl and the other girl and the other guy and the other guy. But this time Cannon was fully arms around the girl, everything, holding her hand, kissing her, this and that. And I was like, this nigga is crazy. So I saw him come into the door and I was fuming. So I went to the back and I went to like the bar and I told like my colleagues, one of my colleagues, like he was around my age and like he was like, he really liked me and I knew that I could just use him to pretend. I basically used him to pretend to be my boyfriend. So I was like, yo, put your arm around me, pretend to be my man. Because all of my colleagues knew about this guy, because I literally tell my manager, if you ever see Cannon come to this restaurant, send him away, he done this, he done that. And then I told my friend, let's name him Josh. So I told Josh, yo, put your arm around me, pretend to be my man. I can't look that guy in the face. And he was like, who? So I pointed them out and I got another colleague to serve them, to give them a table, because I couldn't handle seeing that. So then afterwards I was just like, what the hell is wrong with this man? Like, what the hell? So then I used to pretend, I used my colleague to pretend to be my boyfriend, and we were just laughing and joking bare loud. And then I was like, is he looking, is he looking? And Josh was like, yeah, he's looking, he's looking. And I was like, bitch, try me, try me, try me. But guys, I was hurting inside. You know when your chest is hurting? My chest was hurting, guys. I wanted to die, I wanted to cry, I wanted the world to suck me into the hole. I cannot deal. So afterwards, yeah, he left the restaurant and he done what he done last time. Everyone left and he took his time to come and chat to me. He probably thought I was at the door, but I ran up to Josh and I was telling him, put your arm around me, like, I just don't want this guy to come near me. And he's like, he keeps looking at you, he's calling you, he's calling me. I was like, don't, ignore it, ignore it. So I ignored him and he left. Guys, a couple of days go past now. And by the way, you know that girl that was at the restaurant? The first time, that was his girl. That's the girl who called me. The second time, it was still the same girl. So that was the girlfriend that called me. I don't think she knew what I looked like, but she knew, yeah, she didn't know anything. She just was oblivious to what went on. Like, she didn't mind what was going on. And guys, guess what? A couple days later, guess who turns up? Cannon, but this time with who? With his baby mama. And they holding hands. They holding hands, guys, and they with the baby. And I was like, nah, kill me now. Kill me now. I was like, he's really trying me. Done the same thing. I ran up to my colleagues. I was like, he's back. Pretend to be my boyfriend, please. Till he goes, till he disappears. But that's what he kept doing for the, like, I was so baffled. So basically he was still in a relationship with his baby mama and had a girlfriend, and I was just the side ting. So that's the time when I was the side ting. But till that day I didn't speak to him, blocked him on everything. Like, he's still, like, he was doing the most to get my attention. He's so lucky I'm not a bitch, because I could fully just call the police and be like, yo, this is his address, he done this, he done that, I saw it with my own eyes. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could fully put this guy in jail for the information that he gave me. Like, I could be a snitch, but I'd rather let karma deal with that, and your little girlfriend, your little baby mama, do you boo boo hair. So that's the time I was a side chick, guys. Be careful. This is for you ladies. Make sure if you see red flags, you run. 1 red flag, watch out. 2 red flags, investigate. 3 red flags, run. Fast. Get a plane, okay? Literally, what, like, this guy, the fact that he met my friends really hurt, because yeah, a lot of people knew about him, but it's, you know what, do you boo boo, do you. Without that experience, I wouldn't have never known what it's like to be treated well. So I'm glad I went through that, and I hope you guys don't ever have to deal with that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that I've done the right thing? Do you feel like I should have, like, dealt with it differently? Let me know, guys. But yeah, that was my story time by the time I was a side chick. Oh my god. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next story time. What an asshole. Like, he was actually legit an asshole. I cannot deal.